Hey guys, Jason Cardamone here, and we are here at the end of day 4, and if you can't tell, I'm actually starting to lose my voice a little bit, and a big part of that was the exercises we did all day this day, from this morning all the way up through the ones this evening. You know, every time I get to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel my throat, I better, calm down a little bit. New exercises and things come up where it's time to really crank it up. And the reason I do that is to further ingrain into my nervous system all of the lessons and learning and the things we're doing. And so what I want to talk about today is the power of getting into state. And what that does for everything in your life, specifically for your energy and ability to not have to sleep as much, things like that. And so I was just thinking about this. It's 1:34 in the morning here. We started today, a little bit late today, we started at 10. So whatever, I don't know how many hours that is, but it's a lot of hours. Excuse me, I'm going to be clearing my throat a lot because it's really... Hang on, let me get some water too, maybe that will help. So when I was just thinking about this, we've basically... This is the 4th day now where we've been in a room for 13 to 16 something out. I don't even know the hours, some crazy number of hours. So 9, 10, 11, 12... Yeah, so today was basically 15 and a half hours, something like that. 4 days straight. And it's not like you're sitting there in a chair listening to some guy on stage talk. You are jumping, you're dancing, you're laughing, you're crying, you're screaming, you are giving massages, you're receiving massages, you are relating, giving people fives. There's so much of life that's happening in this room. And so, how am I tying this back into state? Let me think here. Notice the casual drink of water to help my throat while I'm trying to remember where I was at before I went into the whole school thing. So hang on one sec. So, I know I was talking about state, and it's just amazing to see the level of energy I have right now. You know, I was actually really close to the camera because my remote isn't working out here. I noticed my eyes actually pretty red, which is a sign I need to get some sleep and things. But literally, I haven't woke up to an alarm the whole time I've been out here. And I'll be in bed here by 2 or 2:15 or so. And I guarantee I will be up by 6 or 7 a.m. with no alarm clock. And some of that is my natural chemistry, who I naturally am. I don't need 8, 6, 7, rarely 6 hours of sleep. And part of that is who I am, chemistry and my genes. Another part of that is I'm excited about life. I have things I want to do. I want to make the world a better place, all these different things. And so that excitement drives a lot of things. And so how does that relate to what we're doing here? It's incredible to see a room of 1,500 people from 45 different countries, all walks, all ages of life. There's an 80-something-year-old woman that's been sitting in the front, and she's so alive, it's amazing. She's more alive than most people I meet in my everyday life outside of the world I'm at here. And I am 100% convinced with everything I've ever learned about humans and psychology, which has really been one of my most passionate things in the world. It's what led me into network marketing, and a lot of marketing is all just psychology. And so I'm 100% convinced that, I'm sure you guys have heard, we use maybe 10% of our brain, things like that. I know that some of the untapped portions that some people have figured out, like Tony Robbins, but some of the things I've learned this weekend, most people don't have a clue about in their lives. And one of the biggest things is getting the power of being in a state, of changing your physiology, of changing your focus, of changing the language you're using to describe a situation. And those three things together literally can drive energy into your life and into any person, no matter how out of shape you are, no matter how much of a loser you think you are, no matter how lazy you think you are, no matter how much, how much your genetics are against you, no matter how long it's been, no matter how overweight, all these excuses that we will use, no matter where you are with and how you feel about yourself, by changing your state, by changing the three things, your physiology, your focus, and your language, you can change how you're feeling, and it will change your levels of energy and how you're able to take on the world. And so if you're ever, I look back on when I first started in this industry, and there's a period where at that time in my life I needed to sleep 6 to 8 hours a night because I was, little pieces of depression for certain reasons, not certain reasons, because I was working a job I knew wasn't my God-given purpose, and it wasn't fulfilling to me. And because of that, I was, depressed, and I didn't know how to get in a state or anything, so I slept more. So when I started this industry somewhere, there's a period in there where I went 90 days straight and slept 4 hours a night. And I look back, I'm like, well, I didn't know any of this stuff. What was really going on? And a lot of it was my excitement, which is my focus was different because I was focused on a goal. My language was different. Internal language, I was telling myself different things than before I had these goals. Physiology, I don't know if that changed much over that time because I didn't know anything about it. Physiology, which means changing your body, moving around, that is the quickest way, and it has the biggest impact on your state, which impacts your emotions and how you're feeling. And so I just wanted to leave you guys with, what if something as simple as learning about changing your state, focus, what if you knew you had a primary question that you asked throughout your whole life? And what if you were to discover that question? Sometimes it may serve you. For the vast majority of people, it does not serve you, and it's a source of weakness in your life. And if you actually uncovered this, a lot of it happens subconsciously. But you figure out this question, and you find a way to change this question and ask a new one. What could that open up in your life? What it does, it totally changes your focus and the language you use throughout all of life. Then the physiology, that's easy to change. I can change it right now. I just changed my physiology for this video. I can also change it right now. This is more of like a depressed person. Your physiology is very easy to change. Your focus, the language you use, those are a little more, in your head. You have to think a little bit more about them. And so I just want to leave with you guys. I am 100% convinced that if you're able to master a couple, not even master, just practice a few little things, you will see massive, massive changes in your life. We went through a couple exercises today, and you guys probably know this. One of them is called, it was a goals workshop. And anyone that's been with me for any amount of time, you've probably gone through this with me, where we go through, you write all your goals down, you focus on ones that you need to do in a year, all this other stuff. Well, we did that today, and we did it with a certain sense of state, which I've never done before. Before, it's like you're listening to a recording, you're writing stuff down. This was like we're in state doing things. We are completely focused. And we got down to like basically our top 4 goals that we want to accomplish in the next year. And we were literally, you partnered up with someone, and it got so loud in the place you couldn't hear what anybody's saying. And so nobody's going to hear the goals you're saying. So your partner's job was just to cheer you like crazy and just scream and be like, yeah, yeah, like they're celebrating. And your job is to read your goals with full physiology and all of your focus and just everything you have. So basically I was sitting there just like happy and screaming my goals at my partner. And they couldn't hear what they were saying. All I would look up and they're smiling. They're like, yeah, yeah. And I did the same thing for them. And so the experience, there are no words to fully explain this. But I will say it was a spiritual experience. And I don't mean that like religion. Whether you call your God God or the universe or whatever you call your God, I don't mean it in that sense. I mean spiritual, where it's down deep inside. It's in your nervous system. It's in your soul. You felt something change in your soul. And that's happened several times these last 4 days. It happened again tonight, and I won't go into all the details, but there's a couple very specific times today where I absolutely felt things in my soul that they don't go away. Once they're there, you don't ever forget that. Whether I had them down in a note, or whether I was picturing something that I don't have a video of or an audio, and I'll never have that again, they were ingrained in my soul and I will never forget them. So what if you were to do that with your goals? What if, a lot of people don't reach their goals because they don't have a big enough why behind the goal. If you say you want to make $100,000 this year, why? What if you're already making $60,000 at your household income and your bills are only $50,000 or $60,000? There's not a whole hell of a lot of motivation to go make a whole bunch of more money. Maybe there is. Maybe you're just so uncomfortable that really sucks for you. What's some better motivation is if your bills are $50,000 and you're only making $30,000 or zero. That's a whole heck of a lot more motivation than someone who's making what they already need. So, and it doesn't matter. You can create a story for either one of those situations. Even if you made $100,000 and your bills are only $50,000, you can still create the right kind of story that will get you to make another $100,000 or $1 million or whatever you want to do. I just wanted to kind of plant the seed that what if you were to do that in state? If you're creating these goals, what if you were to mess around with physiology? What if you were to mess around and try some incantations, say some things out loud, try some different things? I have had some absolutely profound experiences these last 4 days that there's no way I could ever fully put into words. So I'm just trying to take these tiny little bits of like 16 hours of stuff we cover. I'm trying to pull out this little thing and teach you guys something out of it. Much of what we're doing here, it's experiential and things that are happening. When I say my nervous system, things that I feel that, how do you explain a feeling? Because I don't even have words to explain it. They're things that are happening internally. Hey guys, I don't know if this came across in the video last night. This is the next morning. The main thing, I am 100% convinced, one of the keys to tapping into maybe the 11th percent of that 90% of the brain that we don't use, I know at least 1% or some small percentage of that is learning how to get yourself into state. Because once you take these things internal, your life literally transforms like that. Now I'm going to send you back into the video. I don't know if that point really got across. I'm going to do a little bit of editing because it went a little long, but that's what I really wanted you to get. That there are absolutely some ways to tap into some more than that little 10%. There's some magical things in this world, and not even just magical, scientific things that there's studies. Tony's been with 4 million people. He's done so many of these techniques, learned them from the best in the world, and then teaches them to normal people like us. And now part of my mission is to teach some of these things to you. So anyway, back to the video, guys. Take care. And so that's really, I just wanted to express, I've had such profound changes, and it's a big piece of that has been the change of my state, which is physiology, focus, and the language you use, or the words. So anyway, guys, hope that helps a little bit. I'm going to let my voice recover some for sure. So to your ultimate success, and God bless everybody.